Welcome to the
No Faking
Podcast with your host, Jay Rudy.
And Mr. Third Strike, he said.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to another installment of the No Faking Podcast. First off, how you boys feeling?
Blessed and highly favored. I can't complain. Even if I could, I wouldn't.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, man. So we know it's Mental Health Month. How you boys feel about that? Mental health. Do y'all take your mental health serious? As men?
You got to, fam.
I believe I do. I self-reflect a lot. I think that's very important to secure your mental, because it allows you to not just sit there and victimize yourself on every situation, but allow you to see it from a somewhat unbiased opinion, in a sense, like stepping out of the situation. Like, okay, this what happened, this how I felt about it, but why did this transpire? What part did I play in it?
Do y'all feel like y'all have somebody I could go to?
I got God.
You got him.
What about a human?
A human, I got different humans for different situations, if I'm being honest with you. I think there's certain situations that some people just don't have the capacity to really comprehend, or they don't have the capacity to give you sound advice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, like, for instance, a child going to a parent about a situation versus going to a friend. You know what I mean? The friend can give insight on what they know versus the parent can give insight on what they've experienced in their lifetime, and how can they maneuver out of that, or give them positive advice to, you're gonna make it out. You know what I mean? It happens. It's part of your coming of age type of story. You know what I mean? So just realizing who and what, where, when to go to certain people. I think that's very important too, because the wrong counsel could make the situation worse or have you going down the wrong path.
Do you feel like black men as a whole take like mental health serious?
I don't want to say they don't take it serious. I just from my outlook on it is they don't feel like they have a proper outlet because of the way the stigmas that's placed upon them on how they need to act, how they need to behave. Like, I have one of my young bulls, you feel me, he find it weird when he see a grown man cry. You know what I mean? He kind of loses respect for that grown man when he see him cry, because, in his household, the way he was brought up, men don't cry.
Yeah, I think men in general don't know how, some men in general don't know how to deal with, certain issues that occur in their life, and, I think it's just a process. You think you gotta figure yourself out, figure out how you want to, navigate through certain situations, or, how to go through certain situations,
But how y'all feel like it would get better, though? Like, you bridge that gap. Like, should they be like a...
You got to build a community.
Mental health counsel, like, center in the hood, like...
No,
more positive commercials about getting help.
Man, some of these boys don't even got cable, man. We ain't gonna talk about commercials, I think community.
With that too, I think also that person wants, he gotta want to be healed,
Mm-hmm.
He gotta want to heal from trauma and certain situations that occurred in their life. Some people, I don't think some people want to truly heal. I think some people just feel like, I think a lot of people take that beauty and the struggle thing very serious, and they feel like, it's okay to struggle, it's okay to go through stuff, and then just ignore it at the end of the day, And just,
do you feel like they be trying to run away from trying to learn their true self, or unpacking the trauma that they go through? Because sometimes people tend to try to ignore the issue or the problem.
I mean, like I said earlier, I think it falls back to the community that they have around them, because I can say this from personal experience. The environment that I was in before I went off to college and after I went off to college, it was two completely different environments, because now I wasn't stuck with just one ideology. I wasn't stuck with one mindset. I wasn't stuck with one way of looking at things. I wasn't stuck with oh, this is how a man is supposed to act, X, Y, Z, versus seeing a lot of different people from a lot of different backgrounds, healthy backgrounds, unhealthy backgrounds, all one and the same. But it allowed me to depict, okay, dang, that's actually not the right way to go about certain things, right? If someone like it made it a normal, like if somebody make you feel some type of way, you can speak on it without looking like, well, why are you acting like a little girl? You feel what I'm saying? Versus in the hood, it's either you let it keep going or you fight about it. You know what I mean? So, and if the community is bad and it cultivates that negative, it just continue to negatively reinforce it. You're not gonna know that you need to change. So I don't think they don't want to change. I just think the environment don't let them see that there is another option.
But like, what's the middle ground then?
You gotta change your environment or change the people in your environment. That's why mentors are important, you know.
Sometimes you gotta change your own mindset too, you know. Like stop victimizing yourself, you know. Realize that everybody go through certain things or certain struggles, and just, you know, try your best to like fight through, push through. You know, don't sit there and stay in one place and then just let all your problems overcome you and feel like, oh, you know, you don't gotta really do nothing about it, or it's normal. Like I feel like like now we normalize struggle, like we normalize trauma and stuff like that. You know,
I feel like it's always been like that.
You'll sit there, you know, it's more accessible. You'll sit there and pick up the phone, see somebody getting shot at, and then just be like, scroll through.
Yeah, because social media, you get to access to more things now, and we tend to get desensitized.
Or you even see like even just certain fights that just like you see somebody just getting beat up, and be like damn nigga, I would scroll through, or two people arguing and just like it escalates to something. Yeah, police killing, you know, black males, certain things like that. It's just like we normalize that stuff now, and I feel like, you know, we gotta realize that shit's not normal at the end of the day, you know.
And this goes to like another question, because I know we tend to we asked this before, like, do you guys feel like therapy work, or is it like overhyped?
Therapy only works if you want it to. It don't matter how many sessions you go to. It don't matter how much time you spend in each session. If you don't want it to work, it will not work. And I'm also a firm believer, if you're going to go to therapy, go to someone that, one, look like you, and two, have a very similar background. And when I say background, I'm not talking about the trauma, but I'm talking about cultural. Because there's certain advice that a black American can give me, but it's not really applicable to my Haitian background. It don't work, and they may not understand what you're speaking on when you say, oh, this is how it is in the Haitian household, because it's foreign to them. So I think there's a lot of things you need to really take into account if you do seek out therapy.
I think, you know, I wouldn't say therapy's overhyped, but I just think, like, you know, you're essentially paying somebody to just, you know, really hear you, you know, like sit down and listen to all your real thoughts. And instead of like that person like trying to rebuttal or like trying to like give you a solution, just actively listening and saying like, hey, like this is another way like you could probably think about it, or another way like it gives you options to think about. I think everybody should try therapy one time, you know, just to see if it works for them.
How many people in this room went to therapy?
I went to a section or two.
Yeah, I went before.
And how was that experience?
It's different, you know. Like,
yeah, it's cool. Oh, cool.
What made you stop or stop? What made you stop?
I think I stopped. It's just like you gotta find like, I don't know, you gotta find like a common ground and just like set like you gotta put it in your schedule basically. Like you gotta want to put it in your schedule.
Yeah.
You know?
Cause sometimes you get busy and stuff.
Yeah. Like, but
what would I say? You should have never get too busy to put your mental health first.
Cause that's true, but I feel like
being busy what a lot of people don't. It's two things that a lot of people don't realize is a form of depression or anxiety: oversleeping and being overly busy. Because those are two things that people use as coping mechanisms so that they don't have to deal with their real problems.
It is.
And that's why, like, during COVID, it was a big issue because people had to basically live with themselves. Yep. And a lot of people was depressed. A lot of people were like suicidal because they hadn't had that time to spend time with themselves, to be in their own thoughts, because they was constantly moving. So
that concept, I always find it funny because, like, people look at me weird because I enjoy my time. I enjoy spending time with myself a lot, to the point where, like, I go to movies by myself. I go to fancy dinners by myself, like steakhouses by myself. I just like doing a lot of things by myself because I like me, you know what I mean? So I'm not afraid to be with my thoughts, and I'm not afraid to look at my life and, you know, dissect it, because I think that just allows me to grow. But some people that actually lose, like, they'll go crazy if they spend too much time with themselves, like, to the point where they always got to find somebody else to take up their time, or they always got to find a new project. And sometimes I feel like that's why some people go back to school so much. Like, they get all these degrees because they need something to occupy their time sometimes. Not saying that's always the case.
I also think it is healthy to, you know, it got to be a good balance, you know.
I agree.
Yeah,
you feel like you can't be by yourself all the time?
Nah, that's dangerous.
Yeah, you can't be by yourself all the time, 'cause, you know, like, you need a good balance of just, like, in between being by yourself and also being around people, or being around your tribe, and being around people that, you know, that you are comfortable and could really be yourself around, you know.
Because we need community, and I'm a firm believer, you know, isolation is good, but loneliness can really put you in a spiral, because now you don't have any opposing ideologies or opposing thoughts. So you can be wrong, but you don't have nobody to let you know, hey, that's wrong. Like, that's why some people don't hit you up, but hey, look, am I tripping real quick? This situation happened, X, Y, Z. So, like, it's important to have those type of people, like, yeah, you was tripping, fam. Like, you got to look at it from this way. And it's like, oh, okay, because sometimes we do put on blind spots that hinder us from seeing our error in certain situations.
Sometimes,
go ahead.
And sometimes I think you need, you know, with the whole isolation thing, sometimes I do think that, you know, people need to sit down with themselves and sit down with God, you know, like, and, you know, just express everything that you're going through. Express, like, I had seen, like, this this post that made me think about something like, oh, like, you know, you can't sugarcoat things with God. Like, you gotta let him know your real struggles, your real trials and tribulations. You know, you can't be like, oh, thank you, God. Of course you're gonna say thank you, God, at the end, but, like, you can't always be like, oh yeah, I feel blessed. Like, you gotta give him your real raw emotion, you know, and let him know, like, yeah, I'm frustrated at this time. Like,
because God already know.
Yeah,
he already know what you're going through.
He already knows what's truly in your heart. So like, you sugarcoating that instead of, like, being all the way up front with him. That's another way to, like, kind of, like, release those kind of, like, emotions that build up and stuff like that. You can't just be like, oh, all the time, like, oh, it's a happy prayer, you know, like, it can't be a happy prayer all the time. It has to be like a real dialect, like a real dialogue between you and him to make, you know, to release those things. Yeah.
And speaking of that too, like, we talked about, like, the environment you grew up in and everything, right? Do you guys feel like being, like, Haitian American, like, you grew up, like, tougher minded than other people?
I'd say most definitely.
Haitian American is not true.
Cause I be seeing that as a joke. You feel me? People be posting that as a joke, but, like, what's the balance as far as, like, growing up, like, with Haitian American?
Because so we're gonna clear it up. You know, is it toxic? Most definitely. But I believe as a child, it can cause a lot of trauma. But as an adult, once you start to see certain things unfold, that's why you see like older Haitians, they're actually thankful for the way their parents were and how strict their parents were, because they realized the things that it made them not even experience, the things that it kept them safe from. Granted, the method, is questionable, you know what I mean? But the results speak for themselves, and I think that's why a lot of Haitians are, I know I use prideful in the most positive way. They're very prideful in the things that they do and the way that they act and being successful. And I think that's most islanders, most Caribbean, anybody that's not from here, with immigrant parents, because it's a certain level of pride and integrity and dignity that you have where it's like, no, I need to get it off my own. You know what I mean? I got to get this out the mud because I see what my people's had to go through. I see what my people's had to do. And very few things get to you for real. Because your parents done said crazier, you know what I mean? So I think it allows you to have thicker skin.
And don't get it twisted. Like there's African American parents that are like, resemble like kind of like the Haitian culture, and like they could be cold or like they could be harsh, but it's just like I don't know. Like I feel like it was just different for us. Like growing up and going to like one of your dog's houses that wasn't Haitian American and seeing them, sit at a table, eat dinner together, or like like
you get their food. Everybody gonna eat separate ways, dog. You want to eat at the table.
Even, like just how like they interact with each other. How like they can freely talk to like their parents. Sometimes growing up, like
you can't even look those in the eyes.
You ain't 100% feel comfortable talking to your parents. Like, some shit happened at school. You come home and you
get blamed for it.
Yeah, you get blamed. You try to explain it as best as possible. Like, like this is what happened. Like
that language there too.
Yeah, they go find some way to kind of like twist it back.
Yeah.
I remember one time I got in trouble in middle school for like. It was crazy, bro. Because it was in a math class. It was just a routine parent-teacher conference or whatever, like midway through the year. My teacher saying nothing but good things. Oh, Mark, do this. He's very intelligent. He's top of his class. The only issue we have with Mark is he's so eager because he knows the answers. He shouts out the right answer sometimes, and he don't give the other students a chance to answer. Also, he shouts in your class. I said, whoa, you missing. Listen, this is a good, he telling you a good, I'm smart. Like, I'm educated. Like, I know the answers. It's just hard for me not to, like, say it when I'm seeing so many people getting it wrong. So he's just disrupting your class. I'm like, hold on, fam, you're missing the point. I think I got a whooping that day when we were home, and I couldn't watch TV for 2 weeks. And I was so confused, bro. Like, I was like, bro, you ain't do nothing wrong. You feel me? But it's like, I guess they felt embarrassed or like, oh, why? You know what I'm saying? But
sometimes you gotta understand, like they love to bring up like how it was for them back there.
Yeah,
like,
facts
back
always.
So it's like, it's like they already put this at a certain pedestal. Like they put you on a certain pedestal that if you even tilt a little bit off that pedestal, they gonna come at you.
But you can relate too though, because since you went to school in Haiti, like you got to see firsthand how strict.
Yeah. Haiti was more strict, like as far as like you learn like the materials, and basically it was like the teachers were like your second parent, bro. Cause you used to get whoopings. You know how down here people would trip, you ain't gonna touch my child, or even the kids.
Did they have to get consent, or it was just free for?
It was free for. They already know that was the culture.
But that's the thing, though. Like,
they send you to the school, like
it's like everybody's family over there. In a sense, like everybody, like you know how like they be saying like, oh, you'll go to like the most randomest place, and I guarantee like your parent know one or two person in there that's Haitian in there. They gonna know somebody, but I feel like over there is like more kind of like family oriented.
It was more of like a respect to like authority and things like that, right?
I would agree.
Every time when somebody come when we was in class, if some professor or the dean come into the class, we would have to stand up and salute them and things like that. Down here, you don't do that. You feel me? Principal come in the room, people probably would just be quiet. But once in Haiti, if they came in, we would stand up, and greet them. It was more like a respect. Like you couldn't just try anybody or any old person, but any old person, you somebody that was older than you would just show them respect. And I was gonna say too, like as far as like the growing up Haitian versus other cultures and stuff like that too, it's more about like, because when we was raised, we was never raised to have like a victim mentality.
Yeah.
And those that do, and those that more Americanized, they find themselves like when they growing up to have like more trauma, because it's like, why did you treat me that way?
Yeah.
They didn't see it as far as like that tough love.
Yeah, I agree.
So it tends to like get you into a state of like depression and, you know, all those type of trauma that comes with it. Instead of just being like, kind of like brushing it off. Yeah. I'm not saying that's good, but it's like, all right, man, I went through that phase. That's what happened. I'm not gonna blame anybody for it. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I wasn't showing any love. You tend to grow from that. So
sometimes okay.
But then when you start noticing certain habits that you got, it's like,
you come from them.
It's like, bro, like, yo, like this was really a problem. You know, it's really an issue.
It's funny because sometimes when you be like telling people, oh yeah, this happened, you say nonchalant, oh yeah, when I was legit, this is the X, Y, Z. Nigga, what? Mm-hmm. You're a victim. Like, what do you mean? That's not normal?
Yeah.
It's not normal.
Hey, you ain't never get whipped with a power cord? Mm-hmm. You feel me? Because you misplaced something? I thought that was normal.
Yeah. You have to go outside. They come back in. Like,
I thought that was normal, bro. You feel me? Like, but it's like, are you okay mentally? I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, that's regular. You know what I mean?
But it's not. You know, to say that is regular, it's not.
I would have changed.
When you said, I would have changed it.
How I would do it. I'm gonna do stuff differently with my jets, of course, but I'm grateful and proud of my upbringing because it made me who I am today. So it allowed me to build that mental fortitude. Like I tell a lot of people, it don't matter how my life could look. You know, with God in my mind, I'm gonna get through anything.
I think it's realizing like certain things wasn't normal. You know, at the end of the day, certain things that you went through wasn't normal. Like,
they gave you the ability to make like adjustments.
Yeah.
And, you know, like for when you raising your kids. You know, so.
Cause I seen this funny video of this comic. He's a dwarf. You know, little people, and he was pretty much telling the story about his. Huh?
Dwarf is crazy.
That's what they call it, ain't it?
Dwarf is crazy.
That's what I don't care.
What do they call him?
They gonna cancel me?
I'm just saying.
But I don't care. Like I'm saying, a dwarf, a little person. I don't know what you call them. Whatever.
They matter, bro.
Shut up. But so he was pretty much telling the story because it was funny because he said his dad tall. His dad like 6'4", 6'5". So as soon as he came out, his old boy already knew. Yeah. You're going to have a tough life. But he made it tough for him at home. So, and the way he did it, I don't think there was nothing wrong with it. And I think that's the difference between most Haitian trauma versus trauma from other races. Because it's like, no matter how crazy the zones be for real, they're doing it with a purpose, right? They're doing it for a reason to prepare you for something in the world that they experienced. So back to the story with the dwarf, his old boy would crack jokes on him like crazy. You know what I mean? Like every little person joke you could think of, he would throw it at him. And then he'll be like, no, take your lick back at me. You're not going to sit here and cry. The world not going to be nice to you. Nobody going to be nice to you. They're going to actually pick on you and bully you, but you got to have the confidence to stand up for yourself. You never start a fight, but you better make sure you finish it. And I think that's solid.
But, you know, certain people see that and like, you know, it depends of who the person is. Because, you know, certain people could build resentment for that. You know, like damn, like.
But it's how it's done, though.
Yeah, it's how it's done. You know, of course, but like everything's not done perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
There's always gonna be some flaw or some type of flaw to it. So it'd be like, oh, like yeah, I was picking on my kid when he was younger, and then all along. That kid building up resentment towards you, like, bro, like, why you was going so tough on me? Like, why you was going so hard?
I think that be based on, like, other people, too.
Yeah.
Other people start being like, oh, you was raised like that.
Get in your head.
Yeah, they get in your head.
Because
then you start resenting your people.
Because I'm keeping it real. If that was your upbringing, right? Your old boy, let's say your old boy, somebody in your family, those tough love, but they always reinferred it to show like I really care about you. You feel me? In your head, you be like, okay, that's vibing. When you tell somebody else, no, he shouldn't be doing that to you. Start calling you. Now your perceptions start to change. So now they took you out of the mode of you can handle anything this world throw at you. Now you're a victim. And I see that happen. People try to put you in a box of a victim. Because it's funny, growing up, like, bro, I had like I said, bro, there's not a lot of people that can survive how I grew up.
Like I said, it depends on who the person you.
But you can't say I wasn't that person though. Like
I'm saying, like it depends on like the mindset that you have.
But I didn't have the proper mindset.
Grow older, like it depends on that mindset that you have, or like that you build towards,
But that mindset was built through what I went through. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, like everybody not built the same. Certain people would, sit there and go through all that stuff,
yeah,
and just never heal from it.
Mm-hmm.
Never,
I agree.
and just be straight victimized and be a victim of that situation. And certain people will be like, yeah, bro, like you taught me a lot. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you for molding me into the person I am. But
that's why I said not a lot of people could survive my upbringing, and I will always say I'm grateful for my upbringing. Like I remember one time I didn't notice it. You feel me? Because you don't understand how your upbringing is so intertwined in your DNA.
Yeah.
Certain things that you think is normal. I remember I was having an interaction with somebody kind of like my younger brother or whatever, little brother, because I'm the youngest, whatever. And then I think it was you. He was like, "Hey, yo, bro, you gotta take it easy a little bit, bro. You can't." I'm like, "But that's how y'all did me." He's like, "Hey, listen, you can't. We're not built like that." You
did you like that?
Huh?
Who did you like? They did you like that?
We're not built like that. You feel me? So it's like I'm like, dang, if you ain't had the foundation I had, like throwing somebody into that's been coddled, it's gonna look crazy. But if you ain't never been coddled, you make it out strong.
Is there something wrong with coddling your kids?
Yes, 1,000%.
I mean, like to a certain extent, or just
coddle them at all. The real not gonna coddle you, because you're building them to get accustomed to something that is not practical in the real world.
What's the definition of coddle? Right quick, what's that definition? Let's move that right quick.
Like baby in them. Like
baby in them, bro.
Like everything make everything seem sweet.
Oh my god, it's okay. No, bro, because
but don't isn't that like another form of like reinsurance or kind of
reinsurance something negative?
Like
let's say like what would be an analogy? Something like, oh, you failed the test. It's okay. They just made the test super hard. So that makes you not want to do better because it's like it's not my fault, it's the test fault.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It don't put you in a situation to grow when you coddle somebody, bro. Like I'm not about to coddle my jet.
Or like they fell, you rush to them and you kiss
Yeah, bro. Like that's dangerous, bro. Because I tell you right now, I have a homeboy we met in college, and when we first met, bro, I used to look at bro like, why bro think life's so sweet, bro? Like this, bro, you a sucked up right now, fam. Like you tripping. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because it's like, and then he told me his background, bro. He was coddled. You know what I mean? Like literally, he was protected by everything in a sense. And then after we graduated, he was a whole new man, bro. Because it's certain things that we probably learned in high school that he had to learn the hard way in college. You feel me? But that's like it studied him, and sometimes he'll come to me, bro. I appreciate y'all boys for keeping it real with me, bro, because I didn't have that.
So okay, I got a little question.
Uh-huh.
So do you think this is getting back to religion. So do you think Jesus and God coddle us as people?
Nah.
But and funny you say that. I love. I used to love when people like, oh, what would Jesus do? Go read how Jesus moved in the Bible.
Yeah.
He ain't play that, bro.
Yeah.
He was, because people think just because you're loving and kind, you sweet. And when I mean sweet, I mean like, oh, pushover, woo. No, that's not, bro. God, bro. God ain't let Moses see the promised lands because of what them folks did.
Yeah, he got angry. You know
what I'm saying? He didn't. Oh, it's okay that you don't say no, man. I'm not playing with you. You're not making it since you want to be funny. Coddle.
Yeah, and Jesus ain't play with his disciples either.
What?
How many times he scolded them for them not believing?
He checked them on that boat, bro. He saw it, man. He said, bro, you a little faith. Snapping on them boys, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, bro. Because if you can't grow being coddled. And this is why in a lot of cases, if not all, a man is important in a child's life. Because it's low-key by nature for a woman to coddle their jit. But most men, they be like, dang, bro, why the dad so rough?
Yeah.
Gotta be, bro. Because we understand, like, if you want your jit to really grow into the man that the world will treat him as.
Yeah, and going back to the coddle about the Christianity, about Jesus too, like, that's why most people think like they're gonna become Christian, get baptized, everything gonna be sweet. No, like the Bible ain't say everything's gonna be sweet. You're gonna have trials and tribulation, and you have to grow from that. And that's why he said, like, for those that endure to the end, they will see the promised land. Endure mean like you have to go through some things.
And the more you grow in your faith, the more the enemy's gonna.
The more,
he's gonna come pressure you about certain things, certain situations your way to see how, like, like at the end of the day, I feel like in a sense we all are like, in a sense, we're all like a watered down version of like Job in a sense, like the devil seeing how he could.
I ain't a watered down version of Job. I don't want his problems. I do not want Job problems.
No, I'm saying like
I don't want his problems.
Of course,
don't say we, but say you, nigga. I don't even want the devil to think he could go ask God for permission to test me, boy. I'm going through enough right now.
It's like I don't know, like certain situations that we go through, like, sometimes the devil's just seeing how he could trick us out of our spot, trick us out, like, every day, like it's a test,
Yeah, I just telling my young boy he just got baptized, and I said 9 starts, but everything you think you was dealing with, multiply that, because before they were like, oh yeah, you just over there, ain't worry about you, but once you get baptized, it's like, dang, now I gotta worry about you now, like you just said you committed to the kingdom. Now I gotta find a way to bring you down here with me. Misconception. A lot of people think that the devil rules hell. No, he gonna be down there suffering too. Like, it's not like his domain. But he's like, if I'm a sufferer, I want to bring as much people to suffer with me. Because a lot of people in this world think the devil's the king of hell. No, he's gonna be down there with us. So
the biggest hater.
So he's using all the time now. It's like when you about to get in trouble and your sibling laughing, you try to find a way to get your sibling in trouble with you. You feel me? So you're not the only one getting a baton bill whooping.
Yeah, most people don't understand that. Let's go. Speaking like on the whole mental health thing. This one time, this girl was talking, right? She was like, when she go on a first date, she always asks the man, like, when the last time they cried, basically to see how emotionally in tune they are with themselves. But if they haven't cried, and she want to know like the reason, like, too. But if they haven't cried in a long time, she kind of see that it's not gonna go anywhere.
That sounds like the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Why you think it's dumb though?
Because if I'm someone who finds genuine joy and genuine peace from the Lord, and I accept that no matter what happens in their life, if I'm doing the things according to His will.
But you haven't cried about nothing, bro.
What I'm crying about?
That's not cold.
No, that's not.
You can have tears of joy. You feel me? Go ahead.
I hate, bro.
You can, bro.
That's one of the things I hate
bro.
when people say, but tears of joy.
You don't think?
Why are you crying when you happy?
You never been.
How you full of joy and you crying? How does that?
Yo, what you going through, bro?
I don't agree. You're by yourself.
So you don't agree that you can cry because you so happy?
Like
I've never cried because I'm so happy.
yeah, I've been like I don't.
And there's a lot of things that happened great in my life.
I don't understand. Like,
So when the last time y'all boys cried?
is that? But hold on.
Go ahead.
I want to ask you, like, is that trauma? Do you feel like
I don't think
trauma?
that's
Yes,
trauma.
that's trauma,
I
bro.
don't think that's trauma.
Like,
Yes, that's trauma.
When the last time you cried?
I was watching a movie, bro. I was watching a movie. Hold on, I was watching a movie, and the movie was like inspirational, something good happened. Tears came out. Bro. I was like, I'm not lying, bro.
That's even crazy.
And I cry. Tears fall down my eyes sometimes when I'm praying.
That's why. Look, like even my fiance, she be watching Grey's Anatomy, right?
Mm-hmm.
There be moments where she be hard down, boo-hoo crying. I be looking at her like, this is fake.
Nah, y'all gotta go to therapy though. I don't
know
when the last time y'all cried, bro. When's the last time y'all cried? I gotta go to therapy.
If I was probably at my lowest and I couldn't sleep. I was at my lowest. I couldn't sleep. I tried everything that I usually do to get my mind back right, and then I tried to pray. I couldn't. Like I couldn't just sit there, Heavenly Father. I couldn't do that. So I said, "Listen." I said, "Oh boy, Father, I can't pray to you right now, but we're gonna rap." You feel me? So I just sat there. We was chatting. Mind you, like my body felt heavy. We was chatting. I was talking. I was saying everything from every point of view. I don't even remember what I was saying to the point. I felt like the Holy Spirit interceded at some point of the conversation.
Yeah.
And everything that was in my heart that was, messing up with my mental, I laid it all before His feet. And then it wasn't like a boo-hoo cry, you feel me? It's like tears came down, and then I was finally able to sleep. Like this, like 4 a.m. Like I couldn't sleep, but after I did that prayer, it felt like something heavy was lifted from me.
Yeah.
And like a tear fell down my eye or something like that, and then I fell asleep, and then I woke up joyful. And I haven't cried since.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying no boo-hoo cry. I'm like tears actually
even
falling
still,
down. Like, bro, you just said you admitted. Go ahead.
What you saying? I'm talking about the joy thing.
Go
Have you
ahead.
ever been overly?
What you thought that experience was? That was joy, bro. Go ahead.
Have y'all ever been like? Have y'all ever experienced like being in church and like being like overcome with emotion? Like you ever feel like you about to cry in church, or like no, like
Me, no. I don't think so.
A certain sense of like, oh, like you feel like the word is speaking to you, like everything's correlating, the music hitting, everything hitting, and it's just like a burst of emotion that comes.
Not the word, but like in prayer sometimes. In prayer. And I used to cry like for people, you feel me? Like back in the days, like I used to see like certain people's situation, and like I'll go into prayer and stuff like that. I'll cry for others.
So let me ask y'all this: do y'all think that's past now? How much times have y'all seen y'all father cry?
We haven't seen him, but we be hearing about this junk. Sensitive, bro. Cause he try to act like he tough, but
I ain't never seen it, bro.
Bro, we be hearing that all the time from my mom. We be hearing that all the time. We be like, bro, hold on. We be like, bro, can't cry for that, bro. Like what?
I ain't never seen it though. I ain't never seen him cry from there, but I heard him cry.
We be hearing that all the time from my mom.
No, like people saying,
No, my mom be telling us that. We be like, can't cry for that. Like
that hurt him.
I think the one petty one was like, oh, and I think Mark ain't say hi to him or something. Mark ignored him. It was something. Then we heard the man was crying. Like, bro, the man was crying. But he never showed that though.
So let me ask you this: when you heard that, Did you become emotional?
What the freak? No.
Y'all boys need to get checked, bro.
You feel bad?
You would have felt bad.
What?
You would have felt bad. I know you would have felt bad.
But it's not. I don't know. That's one thing that for sure. Like, you ever been at a funeral and you seen your mom boo-hoo crying?
Mm-hmm.
That's some shit that a break a nigga heart. That'll break a nigga heart, bro. So like, I can just imagine me hearing my dad cry.
Mm-hmm.
Like how that I've never, like, 29 years of my life, I never heard my dad cry. I never seen my dad cry.
Mm-hmm.
So that
You said 29?
That's your hero.
Years of my life.
That's your hero.
That's one of my biggest heroes in my life right now.
Mm-hmm.
So if I ever hear him or see him cry, it'd be like, bro, like what?
So do you feel that's trauma then? You ain't answer when the last time you cried.
I can't remember.
So you,
RP my nigga Kobe, man.
so you feel like you don't feel like that's
Kobe,
trauma?
my dog Kobe. RP my.
I think I shed a tear when Kobe Bryant died, bro. That joint was sad, bro.
That's crazy.
That joint was sad, bro. I'm the dog Kobe.
That's crazy.
Kobe, I shed a tear, bro.
So that all right.
I'm a dog
We're
Kobe,
speaking of
bro.
mental health right now. So is that trauma?
It's not
That's not trauma.
What, y'all? Yeah, that's trauma for you. Yeah, that's trauma.
That's my trauma, nigga.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
tell me I got
trauma.
trauma.
No, is that a sense of like?
It is. It is, bro.
But is that passed down? Cause like
No, some people
It's not passed.
Some people are overly emotional. Some people aren't.
I don't think it's passed down.
Truth
Truth be told, I be happy when I cry, bro. It made me feel human, bro. I'm like, damn. So I am human, bro.
That's by your standard, nigga. I know I'm human.
I know when I cry, nigga.
You feel
I'm
me?
like, yeah, I am human, bro.
No, I really.
You not want to tell me I got trauma because I'm not over
That's
here
trauma,
crying.
bro. That's trauma.
But I'm asking.
That's trauma, bro.
I heard you.
You know, they say when you release tears, like you release like some form of trauma, especially a man. As a man,
Is that a sense of like you feeling like men ain't supposed to cry?
No,
that's what I'm saying.
No.
So why you so
How you
against
say
it?
that's what I'm saying?
So why you so against it, bro?
The same ideology that you have crying when you're super happy, which doesn't make sense. Like
I'm not saying I'm crying. I'm saying people do it though. People cry when they super
but
happy.
I'm not there.
I'm saying people cry when they super happy.
And I get that. I've seen
Y'all
that.
saying that's weird. Y'all be like,
Because
that's
it's
weird.
not
I would
common
cry
to
when
me.
when you so
what's
happy.
wait,
I might shed a tear when I hear the bill, bro. I'm gonna record that
that.
junk.
Huh?
So the last time you cried was when you said that prayer.
I've cried. I've
I'm
cried.
gonna shed a tear when
I've cried when close people to me die.
I make it M.
You see, I've cried when close to people to me die, and I've cried when I've had an intense experience with God.
That's joy, bro. You overcome with emotion. You feel joyful, bro. I'm gonna cry when I hit an M, bro.
That is the sense of tears of joy. So you say you woke up very joyful, right?
But but that was after I let all that out. I told you,
You felt light. You felt light. You feel like
I didn't
man,
cry when I
you
felt
overcome. You overcome by the Holy Spirit, bro. You overcome by the Holy Spirit. Yes, you overcome by the Holy Spirit.
I'm not arguing
Sometimes
that.
you just gotta let it out.
But I'm not gonna be like, damn, I'm rich, nigga, I'm happy. No,
Yes, I'm gonna do that, bro. I hit an M, bro. I'm crying, bro. I'm gonna record that.
I don't
shit,
think I'm
bro.
crying.
I hit an M, I'm crying.
Like I get crucified because I say I don't see myself crying when my wife walked on the aisle. I'm gonna be happy, elated. I'm gonna be, you know what I'm saying?
How you know though?
Cause I know myself.
Nah, you see?
That's what I'm saying, bro. You never been caught off guard like, dang.
Yeah, there's a such thing as
That's trauma,
wrong
bro.
Emotion, bro. Yo,
That's trauma. You can't say
you
that.
can't-
That's
you
trauma.
can't pre-say that you're not gonna cry when your wife walks.
You didn't hear what I said. People,
He said
I
he
said
know himself.
people
Crucify you.
crucified me said I don't think I'm gonna cry. I said I don't think. I can't say I'm not gonna cry because I'm gonna stand there trying to fight the tear. No, God, I don't. That's not
you
me.
said that the first time. Yeah, we ain't hear
We
that.
can run the tapes back. I say that's not me. I don't think. I don't think I'm gonna cry.
We ain't hear that the first
I
time.
think that like
If I do, cool. If I don't, cool.
Make sure you be there, bro.
you know, certain things gonna hit. You know, certain things gonna hit at a different time of your life, and it's gonna be like, you know, I can't sit here and be like, oh, like,
So
every
if you-
time I cry over it, you know.
If you see your dad crying, do you feel a certain type of way?
Bruh, if I see any of my parents, bruh,
I'm saying, do you feel like a certain type of way towards him? Like, damn, nigga, you crying? Bro?
I've never seen it.
Cause I know a guy. He said he saw his dad cry, and he was like, "That was gay." Cause his dad cried. Cause his dad cried. Cause his dad died. His dad was at the funeral of his own mom. He was like, "That's gay."
How does that make sense?
I said I lost respect.
Why you lose respect for the man? Cause he cried.
Respect for the dad crying is crazy.
How you lose respect for you? Cause he died. He cried cause of his mom.
Tell me not to cry.
Cause he cried cause of his mom, bro. His mom passed.
That's trauma.
But I'm saying his mom passed, bro. Like what?
Because of him.
But like, cause it's funny how people look at it one way but not the other way.
It's
like,
crazy.
Say like me.
Nah, he said other people, oh, if a dude cry, that's gay. You been saying that the whole time, man.
I think that ideology is crazy to say like, oh, if you don't cry at these certain moments, you have trauma. But why do I have to cry on these cues of other people? Like,
comment down below how you feel. But we ain't saying that. But we just the question was when the last time you cried.
But I'm saying, like I said,
then we don't deeper into
if I said when I don't think I'm the crying type. Like if my you're supposed to cry during it. How you gonna tell me?
Who said that though?
A lot of people.
No.
You asked the internet.
We don't say that here though.
People.
We don't say that here. You said a lot of people.
Anybody can tell you when.
Exactly, bro. If it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. I seen on social media a lot of
down
women.
below how y'all feel.
A lot of women be like, "Oh, if I'm walking down the aisle, he'll start crying. I'm starting all over."
It's not gonna make him cry.
Like,
If he ain't cry the first time, it's got raw emotion. He's getting a fake emotion if you want him to cry.
Ain't that nigga don't cry for real. He don't really like you.
Nah,
hey,
I don't think that's.
Cause I feel like,
yeah, bro.
what cuz in the video, niggas be pattering, bro. Cause like being with a black woman is the closest thing.
T said the closest thing. Yeah, he was googling
The
that.
closest thing you're gonna be to God.
I have a question though. What if you've been through so
We
much?
got the black queens though.
What if you've been through so much as a youngin, and then now you're older and mature? Now you've been through so much, you don't feel nothing no more.
That's true, bro.
Trauma, man. You gotta deal with that.
And sometimes people be crying because it's like, bruh, it's not, you're not just crying because you're crying. It'd be like, you see your dom walking down the aisle, you hit with all the emotion, like what we had to go through. You feel me? People trying to break us up, you feel me?
Sound like struggle.
Like, it's not even struggle alone, though. It's like this. Or it'd be like, damn. Or it'd be like, she looks so beautiful, I can't believe we here.
Be my NRB.
That's my ball.
Like, it's raw emotion.
That's my ball. That's my vibe.
I ain't gonna lie, it got
That's my vibe.
It got certain things where it's like, I got close. It's like, damn. Then like you feel something in your whole body. I'm like, damn. But still, tears still ain't come out though.
Nah, I be trying to push the tears back sometimes, man.
I like me. That's the thing with me. I don't try to hold it or push it. If it happened, it happened. I'm not trying to force
So
it.
you gonna ugly cry when it finally come, man. Come probably hit things, hold people. Like damn, what's up with Cup? You probably hear a weird ass noise screeching people's ear like. It's gonna build up. It's gonna build up from his legs, dog. Come on.
It's gonna be like that ugly laugh.
I do love you. Nah, that's crazy.
Question of the day. Alright, so if y'all was writing a story about a character slowly realizing he is the villain, what would the last line be?
This man always want to be the villain so bad, bruh.
If y'all was writing a story about a character and he slowly realized that he was the villain, what would the last line be?
Nigga, I don't know, nigga.
That nigga so ass.
What the heck?
If y'all was writing a story about a person realizing that they are the villain of that story, what would their last line be?
And then he looked in the mirror.
What? That's it? That's what you stopping at that?
Mm-hmm.
You so lame.
What have I become?
What have I become, Show?
You barely.
Y'all boys so funny. Y'all boys.
You just adapted to the dark. I grew up in it. What the hell you want me to say, nigga?
Yeah, let's hear you. Let's hear you.
What you gonna say?
That boy
You said the last line, bro.
Yeah,
Like, you want the whole story.
no, the last line.
What you was saying? What you was saying? Man, the man with the whole story, bro. The man with the whole story, bro. What? Facts, nigga.
What niggas can say, bro?
Don't the man only reveal, nigga? The man only reveal who you are, cuz.
What you want niggas to say, bro?
He did.
What boy said?
My last time being good.
He did, bro.
Hey, what you say?
I'm the villain now. I've been the villain this whole time.
That's what have I become?
What have I become?
I've been the villain this whole time, bro. Yeah, I didn't even know it, bro. And then he took off the mask. Nigga had a whole mask the whole time. Nigga had a mask the whole time, nigga. We blaming on this. And then he took off the mask.
What you gonna say, fam?
Once I started to accept the image.
That's too long.
Come on, nigga. That's long.
That's too
I didn't
long.
say the last word.
It's not a long.
What's the sentence?
That's a paragraph,
That
bro.
boy stupid, bro.
That's a paragraph,
That boy
bro.
stupid, bro.
That's a paragraph.
That boy mad because it was the 2 words.
That's a paragraph, bro.
Then I looked in the mirror.
That's a paragraph,
That's a
bro.
phrase. That's a run off sentence.
What have I become?
Trying to be like.
Fact, what have I become? What have I become? I barely embraced the. You feel me?
Y'all
They
bang, nigga. What you
barely embraced the. They barely embraced the dark. Hey, he was born in it.
I was born in
You
it.
feel me? Then I took off the mask.
Saying that he took off the mask. Then I took off the mask. Look in the mirror. What have I become?
That's the thing.
I barely.
All y'all together in the last word.
They merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, bro. You feel me? Put the whole thing together.
It's Cody and Batman movie.
Go ahead, bro.
I got y'all, boys. Yeah. This is where you put the music in the background. You feel me? You look into the camera.
Every summer.
Once I started to accept the image that they painted me as, I found peace. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, that's tough.
For the movie for that. For
Come on,
that,
man. That's tough, man.
How am I refilling
I'm
it?
gonna start with you.
I forgot what he just said. What he just said.
He said once they painted me, I realized. What's they what?
Cause that's some guys that incorporated his line, nigga.
But hold on, though. If he realized he was the villain, why he needed them to tell him?
paint him.
Yeah, why did he need him to paint them to paint him as a villain?
Bro, you gotta look at it, bro.
Look,
It's gotta be someone else's fault. That
Hey, man,
You gotta understand.
why they gotta make you the villain?
You gotta
already
understand.
know you the villain, bro.
Y'all boys don't even understand what it look like for real. This how I go. You feel me? It's like every time you try to accommodate somebody, you the bad guy to somebody else. You feel me? So at this point in time, you're like, bro, you know what? Even if my actions is a negative response to y'all, as long as I'm happy, I'm cool with it. You feel me? Come on, man. To a lot of people, you feel me? To a lot of people, you feel me?
I don't know. Refund back, bro.
Come on, man. Hey, put the money down on that quote, man. I'm telling you.
Nah, that's crazy. But anyways, man.
Plagiarizing.
But anyways, you feel me?
What movie that came from?
Batman.
But anyway,
The hardest villain line ever, man.
But anyways, man, what y'all boys looking forward to this week? Until our next podcast.
With a new segment?
Yeah, new segment, man. New segment, you feel me?
Shout out my niece.
What that movie everybody watching crying right now? Y'all telling me y'all boys ain't watching that crying?
I'm not
We gonna watch it together.
I'm not a fan of Tyler Perry movies.
We gonna watch it together.
Why not?
I don't know.
You ain't a black successful man.
Why not?
Hey, glad boy.
Creating opportunity for other black people.
What's the reason
Why you not a
behind
fan?
that? I heard a lot of people say that, though. I'm curious to know, like,
His movies just Tyler Perry.
It's weird.
Oh no, it's a lot of his themes.
Traumatized black people too.
It's all got to be struggle, or it's always he reused the same themes a lot. You know what I mean? The damsel in distress, the cheating woman, the light skinned crazy man, and then the dark skinned savior, the dark skin. You know what I mean? Like, it just paints black men in bad images in a lot of cases. There's probably like 3 movies I like from him. One was I ain't even giving bro a shout out. It was with Tawdry P. Henson. One of them. It was cool. I like the acting. I didn't even know it was a Tyler Perry movie towards the halfway through. And then
Which one? The matrimony one?
Acrimony, yeah.
Acrimony?
I think that was pretty cool. And then Ashtray, which was, it fits the theme of his movie, but the acting was so funny to me, even though it's supposed to be a thriller.
What's Ashtray?
It was the movie where the dude, him and his mom would like finesse old people.
Well, that's a Fall from Grace. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, I like that movie. That movie was pretty cool.
Fall from Grace.
I don't think I watch any of his movies, man.
Like, it's a select few that I actually was cool. You feel me? But overall, like, I see Tyler Perry, I'm like, I already know what I should expect when it comes from, bro. I mean, to each his own though. But
I feel like he did, because he was a girl. He was a grandma.
Man, no, I don't know. I think a lot of male actors that play like female characters.
Yeah, I don't find them boys. Yeah.
My dad should make them gay or nothing.
You just.
It's a sacrifice. It's a ritual.
Right.
That's not in my.
But what y'all boy looking forward to this week?
Another day, man.
Niece, man. Her birthday this week. You know, we're gonna go up for her. So, sure.
Okay.
Looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing the smile on her face.
That's good.
That's not.
Comment down below. You feel me? We appreciate the support.
What y'all looking for?
I was the first
The
one.
NBA Finals.
Another day, man. Just to make it
NBA
here.
Finals another day, man. You never know how long you gonna live.
So you would be a movie character. So
Amen, bro. That's how he see his life, bro. That's
said the same answer I just said.
That's how
Cut said the same answer I just said.
in his head, he like cry. You ever seen Big cry? Guys, they trying to make him cry. Felt disgusted, dog.
They want a black man to be traumatized so bad. This month is crazy.
How is it traumatized if we talking about crying when you joyful, nigga? That crazy, but you feel me? We appreciate y'all.
It's okay to show your emotions.
Comment down below, man.
I don't know.
Podcast going up. You feel me? We appreciate the support. As always, man. No faking, we out. Peace be with you.
Ooh, faking.
No faking.